class is in session. I started doing this video as a makeup tutorial, and then I just scratched it and said, let me do a zombie teacher. I don't know how it came up in my head, but I said, oh, let me try exposing my brain and throwing a pencil inside my brain and some exposed teeth. If you guys are interested in how to recreate this look, please continue to watch. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, please. And thank you all for subscribing to my channel and becoming my beauty boxers. And take care. Bye. Okay, so here I am going to apply primer on my face. And then I am going to grab my L'Oreal W7 Lumi. I'm going to dot that all over my face and then use the Real Technique sponge and blend out the foundation. I did decide to do a makeup tutorial, and then I just ended up changing it and playing with latex. Yes, this is my first time playing with latex. So if you want to come and learn with me, continue watching this video. Here I'm grabbing my NYX eyebrow pencil and I'm carving out my eyebrows, creating them rounder so I don't have that bee-like angry shape that I'm infamous for. And I will be using the Milani brow powder. I start with the dark shade for my tail, and then I go in with the lighter shade for the inside of my brows. This is very quick, I'm sorry, but again, this is not a makeup tutorial, and I promise to do a more in-depth tutorial on my eyebrows on a separate video. Cleaning it up now with a concealer on both sides and blending that out with my finger. This part is actually obsolete and you can decide to do whatever you like. But here what I started showing you was a cut crease eyeshadow look. Again, this is obsolete. You don't have to do this for the tutorial. And I'm just actually going to start talking when the latex part starts coming in. So I'm tracing out the outlines where I want to place my latex, grabbing the latex. I started applying it where I had traced, and then I started applying the cotton. After I did the tracing, I went with the latex and applied it over the tracing, and then I started grabbing cotton balls and shredding them apart and placing them. In the front area where I placed it, I suggest, to save time instead of waiting all the way to the end for the tutorial, I extended it out over my lips and then I added more. So just extend it a little bit longer and apply the teeth a little bit higher. So I'm just applying cotton wherever I apply the latex. Here I am showing you a little piece of a tooth that I made. What I did was I grabbed a plastic spoon and I cut it into little tiny pieces to make it look like real teeth. And what I'm doing is I'm using lash glue because I didn't have spirit gum. I used lash glue and I applied the teeth with that, and they pretty much held. In fact, a little too well that I had to like rip them from my skin. What you're gonna do after you apply the cotton, you're gonna go over with the latex to cover the cotton, and that's what you're gonna be doing on the top part as well. While the cotton is drying at the bottom and the top of the forehead, I am going to work with the cotton balls, and I'm keeping them a little bit more fluffy, and I'm going to start creating brain-like, I guess, brains with the cotton balls. Future reference, be very careful with your hair, because when I took this off, a lot of hair was coming off with the latex. So yeah, ouch. As you can see, I am jumping from the top to the bottom. There was no structure to this video. So I am back to the bottom part, and I am playing with the teeth light that I did with these spoons. And for future reference, go a little bit higher on the jawline when you're creating your teeth, because as I started getting closer towards my lip area, I realized that the teeth were a little bit too low, and I started going higher. Going in with my NYX Jumbo pencil, I started tracing in the the NYX pencil, the Jumbo, in the color Black Bean, and I am just filling in the gaps of the teeth and filling in some squiggly lines to make it look like a brain, and going back and forth. And then I started grabbing the red paint from the Halloween party paints that come, not the wet ones, the cream ones, and I started just dabbing that a little bit since I knew I was gonna smudge it out, and I really didn't care if it was gonna melt or not melt, because you know it is supposed to look gruesome, so that's why I started playing with those paints. So I'm just going in with that red paint and just dirtying those teeth out. Here I am grabbing that nude Tude palette from the Balm, and I went in with that burgundy shade color, and I am just gonna be pretty much contouring my face, my jawline, the size of my face, and then going in with that burgundy color inside the squiggly lines of the brain. So just start contouring wherever you want to start, giving your face a little bit of more dimension.
Don't forget to log on to www.prolatinremix.com.
I did contour the bridge of my nose, and I dipped it a little bit in the black color, and I started contouring with that. Now going back to that BH Cosmetic Party Girl palette, I started grabbing, I think it was the burgundy color as well, and I'm just mixing in colors again. You start playing with colors to create more dimension. Color, and with the red color from that BH palette, I went underneath my eyes. Now I showed you the pink color, and I combined all three pink shades to start giving the brains a more look effect of the brains. And here what I'm doing is I'm ripping the adhesive at the bottom of the line just to make it look like if it's an open incision, and then going back with the pink and shading in those big fat little brain cells that I have going on top of my forehead. Now I try to go in with that red color from the palette of the Halloween costume palette, the cream palettes, and I went in again to give a little bit more depth to that black line that I created, and I went back in with the red eyeshadow and put that underneath my eyes just to give myself a more sick and dead look face. Here I'm just starting to blend out that makeup and make that makeup horrible because it's a little too neat for a zombie creature. I had applied some foundation to the skin part. that is supposed to illuminate and make it more like my skin and try to hide that latex. So since I couldn't achieve that, I started going in with the black and going in with the benign, and then just smudging it towards the skin just to make my skin look dirty and old and scaly, so the latex can start hiding. And I'm doing that with my fingers. So now I'm just trying to get a little bit more creative. I created those lines underneath my eye, and then it just ended up looking like a hot mess. So you will see me deleting that later, just erasing it. So don't even bother doing those wiggly lines underneath your eyes. I wanted to make it look like my makeup was running, but since time was going by too quickly and I did have to pick up my little one, I had to start moving a little bit more up faster pace to the way I was doing the makeup. Here I'm removing, actually ungluing the brains and adding that benign tint that I used on my last Halloween tutorial for the cheek and lip stain. And then I had used that as blood, and then I went back to the real blood that I had. And I'm also pulling that skin to make it look like my skin is actually corroded and deteriorating and coming off. So here is when I start realizing that my teeth should go up a little bit more higher, and then I start ungluing the teeth and then reapplying them and re-gluing them back and forth. So this is a tedious process that I had to unfortunately redo. And since I am rushing, it started, you know, I wasn't really focusing on gluing it perfectly anymore. If this was a real Halloween, yeah, I would have taken my time and probably done this a lot earlier. And I am cutting pieces and reapplying and re-gluing. So that's why I said for future reference in the beginning, extend it out a lot longer, cover your whole entire lip, and it'll be a lot easier and you'll save more time.
Dance with me.
So after I glue in those 2 extra pieces of my teeth, I went back over with the colors that I had mentioned before in the palette, including with the blood and going underneath the skin and just making sure that my skin part is actually hiding and it just looks like my actual skin is deteriorating. Like I said before, here I am going to reapply some blood towards the brain and then make the incision look like if it was a big incision on the top of my brain by adding that blood on top. I went back to the nude palette and I started going back, messing up the shades of my eyeshadow, and I started grabbing an angle pencil, an angle shader brush to create those veins underneath my eyes. So I'm playing out with the brains and I'm trying to see if I can make it a little bit more gruesome. I couldn't find the Vaseline just to give it a wet like look effect, so if you guys want to give it a gooey looking feeling, add some Vaseline to it. I started grabbing again my eyebrow pencil, my eyebrow shader brush, and I started creating those wiggly vein-like looks, and I even started trying to add some vein lines towards the brain and on the underside of my brain, of my head, and on the other side fixing those lines that I had created and just giving them all a wiggly effect to create those scary veins. And then I'm shading and shading, so it's just going back and forth and shading to your liking. So I let down my hair and I started looking at the look and I wasn't satisfied with it. So I started extending those veins down my neck area. I would have added more latex and hurt bruises underneath my neck, but again, I'm running with time to picking up my daughter, so I kind of isolated that part. But I did extend on the latex around my mouth area, so it is the same process that we just did, except you're extending the latex and you're adding more teeth and then reapplying the colors. So you can save yourself some time, like I said in the beginning of the video, and just extend it a little bit further and rearrange the teeth mark.
Be very afraid.
1, 2, ready's coming for you. 3, 4, better lock your door. 5, 6, grab your crucifix. 7, 8, gonna stay up late. 9, 10, never sleep again.
Freddy's coming for you.
I did grab my NYX lip balm pen lipstick, and I started adding that towards the brain area, inside my teeth mark, and inside of my lips. And then I went back in with the black jumbo pencil and black bean from NYX, and I applied that towards the inside of my mouth. So from here forward, you're just pretty much doing the same steps that you previously did before. And after that, your look should be complete. I picked up my hair in a bun and just added some glasses just to give myself a title to what I was doing, and I came up with a brainy school teacher. So yeah, I hope you guys like my pun. Take care, guys, and have lots of fun with this. Bye! Let me tell you something. I tried to do an intro to this, the part, and people stop and stare, and it became frightening because, you know, people do watch Walking Dead and they know what to do if they were to see the zombie, and I did not want to get attacked, so I changed my mind on that one, and besides, it's coming out and I don't want to. But I will put a little warning sign at the beginning that it does look a little frightening for those that want probably warning. So I will put putting warning in front, but that will make me scream so lively that I am pain and I need to go. And welcome again to the Beauty Box. Thank you so much for subscribing. I will be having that giveaway.
Don't forget to log on to www.prolatinremix.com for the latest Latin remixes.
DJ KRD.